I have to come clean. I have an amazing gravel bike that I haven't been riding.
I feel bad about saying this, but I just haven't caught the gravel bug.
The Pros Closet sponsored all my gravel adventures this year. They gave me an incredible bike for those adventures, the BMC URS. And now that it's the end of the season, I have a decision to make. Do I keep the bike or do I send it back and do I trade it in for something else? I technically made the decision to send it back to them. They are expecting to get it back. But now that I've made that decision, I don't know. I feel like I should take it out on one last ride and try it out again.
So we're headed up into the mountains behind Altadena. There's an old tram trail that's now a fire road. Seems like a good route to take, and we'll see. Maybe by the end of the ride, I'll regret my decision. Oh, yeah, a gravel bike's probably not the best choice for this. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just be like, yeah, gravel's not for me. Either way, let's find out. Oh man, this is gonna be rough.
Okay, so as you can see, the ride wasn't off to a great start. This loop that I found, I think it's called the JPL loop. It's also a mountain bike trail. And I was underbiked, or at least my skill level was not up for this trail. The first hint that I might be on the wrong trail was the fact that there were a bunch of mountain bikes.
Morning.
And I did not see any other gravel bikes at all. The climb wasn't that bad. I mean, it's a little technical, but you know what? I powered through, and I have to admit, after a little while, I was having fun, and I was starting to lean towards keeping the bike just a little bit more.
Okay, this is pretty nice. It's pretty ridiculous. Morning.
But then we came to the descent, and things went downhill, figuratively and literally.
At least it's not too crazy. It's pretty smooth.
The last time I went mountain biking, I was 15 years old, and I was riding a rigid frame in Moab, Utah. And all I really remember from that experience is the pain in my wrists from just
Man, I feel like I'm mountain biking on a rigid frame. Oh, the pee. Let's take a break. Okay, yeah, that's not a fire road.
So now, I'm back on the side of all right, let's send the bike back. This is the right decision. But what do I get? I do a lot of riding up steep streets. So if I'm going to trade the gravel bike in, one option is, getting a super light bike to do those steep streets, which probably would be a pretty smart idea.
8.2 kilos, not bad.
When everybody thinks of cycling in LA, they all think of a city and going through city blocks or something. This is literally an hour from my door. I don't know. LA definitely sucks for cycling, so don't come here. But we all know that's a lie. And please come. More people in the cycling community, the better. Ooh. Look at that.
Going down this descent, I was having fun, and I started to think, well, maybe I should get a mountain bike.
Yeah, on a mountain bike, I could probably just roll through all that, and this would be a lot of fun. But on the gravel bike,
I'm just complicating my life right now, giving myself too many decisions. And look, I recognize I'm very lucky to be in this situation, but this is also a conundrum you can put yourself into, because the Pros Closet makes it super easy to trade in your bike for any bike you want. And if you've already bought a bike from them, they have a guaranteed buyback program for 18 months after buying a bike. If you decide, 12 months down the line, 13 months, 18 months down the line, you know what? Maybe I didn't want a gravel bike. Maybe I did want a mountain bike. Or maybe you had a mountain bike and you're like, actually, I want a gravel bike. Well, that's great, because with their guaranteed buyback, you can easily trade it back in, you know, as long as the bike is still working. After you buy the bike, you can go into your like settings, you can see the current value of the bike. You could ride for a season, trade it in, and get a new bike for the next season. Boom, new bike every year. I mean, we do it with our phones, like every 2 years or whatever. Why not do the same thing with your bike? I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you to the Pros Closet for sponsoring me this year, sponsoring this whole gravel adventure, because it's been incredible. And now I don't know what to do. So,
Morning.
eventually I get to that kind of this like campground, and that's where my GPS like kind of goes crazy and it doesn't know which route to go. I tried building a route on Strava. Sometimes it works really, really well, and then other times it kind of sends you up a crazy trail. That's what happened this time.
Thanks. Not happening. Oh man. Turns out there's not as much traction on dirt as concrete. It wouldn't be a proper like gravel ride if I didn't fall once, right? Even if it was a really sad fall.
So I don't know, like an hour and a half, 2 hours into the ride at this point. I turn off the Strava map that I had made. But anyways, I started going up this road that I think was like part of an old tram that went up to like a resort up on the mountain back in the day. It looked super cool. It's also really, really steep.
We're at a 10% grade. It's been about a 10% average for the last 10 minutes. Probably only 3 minutes, but it feels like 10. Another reason why I'm glad I have the gravel bike today.
Because this bike has a massive gear range. It's like a 40-tooth chainring, but then the back is like a 10 to 52. So a 40-52, really good for riding up steep grades. And honestly, it'd probably be a good bike for taking on steep streets. I was doing some like hill repeats, preparing for the Dirty Dozen race.
I'm on the gravel bike today, but we're not doing a gravel ride. We're doing some steep street repeats.
I did say gearing doesn't matter as much in the Baldwin Street video. I'm repenting now. It does matter for repeated efforts. And going up a 32% grade multiple times.
6 times. Part of the reason why I was able to do 6 is because I'm on the gravel bike today. I have a lower gear, so I can spin a little bit faster, 60 RPM instead of 50. But it does make a difference.
Another fond memory with the bike. So the gearing is like great for a steep grade. I'm prepared for that. What I'm not prepared for is the fact that I only brought 3 water bottles. Unlike road biking, when you're in the middle of nowhere on a gravel trail, there is nowhere to fill up your water bottle.
It is really pretty though.
I rode for about like 30 minutes or so and then realized, you know what, if I don't turn around now, I'm gonna be in trouble because
I'm almost out of water, so it's time to turn around. What's my verdict? What do I think? Am I gonna keep the gravel bike? Am I gonna get rid of it? I'm conflicted. Obviously, I need to work on my water management and my route planning, but I did have fun today. But I have fun on the road as well. I don't know, I gotta think some more.
not a very like dramatic ending to the gravel ride, but I guess that's kind of been my experience with this bike. Like, I love this bike, but I think like I just don't like gravel biking as much as I like road biking. Is that bad? I don't know. Maybe I'm not giving it a shot. What do you think? Should I keep the gravel bike? Should I trade it in for a mountain bike? Should I trade it in for like a lightweight climbing bike? What would you do? Have I just not given gravel the chance that it deserves? Maybe not.
Don't want to go down that.